Salutations, respected viewers. I am George from Ireland. I'm outside the Royal Hospital, Chelsea. Now, the Royal Hospital, Chelsea is not what you might think. It's not an infirmary. It's using the, almost medieval meaning of a hospital, which is any charitable foundation. It could be a school, it could be an old people's home, it could be an institution that looks after the indigent. In this case, it's a retirement home for former soldiers. I think sailors and airmen are allowed in. I believe it's only men still. So there we see the coat of arms of it. The crest is the crown. You know, you see the sapphire, the ruby, the emerald, and the little cross, the fleur de lis, a symbol of France, the diamonds, as it were, and then the French words "On y soit qui mal y pense," which is one of the mottos of the royal family. Shame upon him who thinks badly of it. On the belt, it's actually meant to be a garter worn around a lady's leg, because the garter fell off and the king picked up and gave it to her. Some could take it as a lascivious gesture. He wants to commit adultery, but he said no, it's an honourable thing to do. So honourable, I'll found an order of chivalry called the Order of the Garter. And if you're a Knight of the Garter, you can put OG, Order of the Garter, behind your name. And then you see in the middle, on the red field, the rose of England, red rose, and then the thistle of Scotland. That doesn't really look like a shamrock to me, but those three green leaves, okay? So Chelsea pensioners live here, that's what they're called. And it was founded by Charles II shortly after the Restoration. It was based on the idea of Les Invalides in Paris, which the King of France founded. So these retired soldiers, in lieu of a pension, could live out here, get their bed and board, and be looked after, and clothing. And so you still see them tottering around this area of London. And some of them are very elderly, some of them have been centenarians. They can't bring their wife with them. Usually they're widowers or bachelors, and they can't have any dependent children. By the time you come in here, you'd be over 60, I'm pretty sure, and so your children would be grown up if you had any. So that's that. There are no facilities for children, but their children can come and visit them. They can go visit their children. There's a chapel, there's a dining hall, and they're open to the public much of the time. To my shame, I've never been in. It's about the only tourist attraction in London I'd like to visit I've never gone into. So they have this area, which is prime property near the River Thames. The River Thames not half a mile the other side of that building. So they could sell it on for a fortune and move out, but they've chosen to stay in London. And they own some sports ground here. Not that they're usually young enough to play. They're all rather long in the tooth. And you see them wearing their navy blue uniforms around and their black forage caps with the letters RH, Royal Hospital, or occasionally their scarlet coats and their black tricorn hats as they go further afield. And if you watch the Royal Festival of Remembrance, that's the night before Remembrance Sunday, at Royal Albert Hall, you'll see that they have a Pride of Place there. So that's in Royal Albert Hall, a concert and readings of poetry and so on. And often it's upbeat, but it's somber an occasion because it's a poignant moment to remember those who've given their lives to their country and things like that, or those who just suffered grievous injuries, were disabled for the rest of their lives, or spent years of hardship in prisons of war camps, things like that, raising money for them. And that's the Royal Festival of Remembrance, and Her Majesty the Queen attends it. So it's got a close personal bond with the monarch, who's a visitor, and people can be buried in there. Sir Dennis Thatcher, as the husband of Margaret Thatcher, when he was cremated, his ashes were buried under the floor, and indeed his wife joined him in 2003 after her cremation, after that world-famous funeral. So that's it, and just down the road is the Royal Army Hospital. So they've got some sports grounds over the other side. I'm not quite sure who's allowed to use it. It's called Burton Club or something. So maybe people are paying to stay there, and maybe that raises money. But this is supported by private donations to a large extent. The Chelsea pensioners, as they are known. Anything else I want to point out about the Royal Hospital, Chelsea? Not really, anyway, so nothing's going to change there. I'm going to cross over and show you some more images of them now that no traffic is coming, and you can see it from a broader angle. Hope nobody nicks my Boris bike whilst I'm waiting. So we're very close to the Thames. Look at that Thames side view. And then this is what they look like. You see the scarlet coats, the black tricorn hats? Okay, more of that. And about 9 years ago, there's a craze putting up these elephants and these Chelsea pensioner uniforms around here. Okay, so that's enough from the Chelsea pensioners. Better cross the road before some swine steals my Boris bike.